guys, Comic Boom here to review Tony Stark Iron Man #1. And guys, right out of the gate, I gotta tell you, this is a comic book worth picking up. This is a breath of fresh air coming out of Bendis's long Iron Man run, which overall I was disappointed with, despite the fact that Riri Williams is a very welcome addition to I think the Marvel universe overall going forward. I think that just the way Marvel handled all of their new characters was kind of an abortion. Let's be blunt. Throw it all of 2017 and leaving in 2018. This is a fresh start. It's bringing Tony Stark and actually giving Tony Stark his name's not only is Tony Stark's name on the cover, but he's actually in his own comic book this time, which is really great. Dan Slott, somewhat of a controversial figure on Twitter, as we all know, but the bottom line is the guy can write. He ended his Spider-Man run in spectacular fashion in Spider-Man issue 800 and issue 801. And Dan Slott really kicks ass in introducing us all, sort of like this really is a genuine fresh start for Iron Man. What I like about this is a combination. This is almost like a combination of the movie Iron Man and the comic book incarnation. And I don't come to Iron Man with a lot of the baggage that a lot of the preconceptions that maybe a lot of the more experienced Marvel fan base does. I don't have a lot of, I've not read a lot of Iron Man in the past. I'm just sort of now starting to catch up and reading a lot of past Iron Man storylines digitally. I probably have about the last 10 years worth of Iron Man on digital that I haven't even, I'm only like maybe 10% reading through it, having read through it. So bottom line is I know that Tony Stark can be kind of an a-hole in comic books. I've known that just from reading the big events like Civil War II, etc., etc. But what I like about this is Tony Stark. He's still an egocentric, somewhat a narcissistic individual, but his heart's in the right place, and he respects his competitors. And he meets one of his competitors. It starts off 25 years in the past, where young Tony Stark is once again doing spectacularly in creating technological marvels, in creating robotics, and defeating a competitor very handily. And then it jumps ahead 25 years to present day, and that same competitor, Tony Stark, has bought his competitor's company. I think his name is Bang or Fang or Dang or Bhang, Bang Robotics. Anyways, he buys this new company, Bang Robotics, because he respects the guy who runs it. And basically, the entire issue is just them sort of reintroducing Tony Stark to the world again. It's a good fresh start. He's a corporate guru. He holds galas and big retreats where he uses his media empire to grow, and just like in the movies, just like in the Iron Man movie where he has all these spectacular media shows and he gets all the press in to show himself off and show. That's what he does here. If I was going to criticize something here, I'd say that they kind of have an Iron Man for all seasons. They've got an Iron Man that fights Fin Fang Foom. They got an Iron Man that shrinks down to microscopic size. We already know that he's got a Thor Buster and he's got a Hulk Buster suit. Seems like there's an Iron Man suit for everything. And I think that I actually think that maybe is going a little bit too far. While the fanboy in me thinks that's kind of cool, I think that maybe they should peel it back a little bit. Because if Iron Man can create a suit for everything, part of me thinks, well, what's the point of having an Avengers if all you need is a bunch of, all you need is Iron Man? If you have Iron Man that can shrink down to nanite size, and you got an Iron Man that can be a Thor Buster suit and a Hulk Buster suit, what do you need the Avengers for? But in any event, that's a minor nitpick. This is a lot of fun. There's all kinds of new characters that are introduced, or at least new to me that I haven't seen in a long time that I've sort of heard of in Avengers lore. This is a really great jumping on point, guys. Easy to catch on to. I'm looking forward to it. Dan Slott's really whetted my appetite. I love the artistic style. I love the cover. I didn't get any of the variant covers. I don't need that. Here's a lesson to both Marvel and DC. If you do it right the first time, why do you have a bunch of variants? You don't need a bunch of variants. You really don't. And if you're going to have variants, just have one or two. But in any event, guys, Pick up Iron Man. It's well worth the read. And Marvel's fresh start, I gotta say. Marvel, I think, ironically enough, is actually doing slightly better than DC right now in terms of where their characters are going. Doctor Strange is hitting it out of the park. Mark Waid on Doctor Strange. Dan Slott and Iron Man, really good. Captain America is going to be coming out. We'll see how that goes. I gotta say, Marvel's doing really good. Avengers under Jason Aaron. Odinson Thor's back. Things are really, I think the core of Marvel right now is really kicking ass, and it's doing quite good. The Life of Captain Marvel, written by Margaret Stohl. Her run wasn't particularly good leading up to that, but I heard good things about that in July. Fingers are crossed that maybe that's going to be a good Captain Marvel series. It's going to like revamp or maybe revitalize her origin a bit. So Marvel's in a good spot right now. DC less so. Tom King's doing a terrible job on Batman leading into the wedding, his story-wise. But the art of Michael Janin is saving Tom King's run big time. But hopefully Batman issue 50, that wedding issue, will be good. The X-Men Gold issue in 30 was fantastic, with beautifully drawn. It was really a one-shot. I don't collect the X-Men, but I loved it. It was fantastic. Marvel's really doing well right now, and DC is in danger. And I hope I'm wrong on this, but DC is in danger of really slowly going on a downhill slide. Their Dark Age of Heroes line is just is not doing particularly well. Their Justice League under Scott Snyder is very disappointing. Again, sales-wise, it seems to be doing okay. It gets a lot of hype. I really think Marvel is really experiencing a lot of negative hype because of the last year, and they're still trying to overcome that, despite the fact that things are really picking up here. I think the quality of what Marvel's putting up is getting substantially better, and DC is at a lull, and if anything, DC is slowly whittling down in terms of quality overall, and I'm concerned about it. And I don't know, maybe I'm an outlier in that. Let me know what you guys think. And also, I think Bendis on Superman, slightly the blooms off the rose on that. Slightly a little bit disappointed there, but maybe things will get better there. So we'll see how things go. But in any event, guys, back to Iron Man. Pick up Iron Man. It's a good time. Good time, I think, to pick up. Marvel's fresh start really does feel like a fresh start. So guys, check it out. And until next time, not a bad. I mean, these Legends action figures are amazing, huh? Anyways, guys. My cap does in fact glow in the dark. The arc light on the hat, it glows in the dark. But anyways, till next time, Comic Boom, out.